What's up, man? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Carlos Mencia here, and you know what this video is about. You must know what this video is about. Before you even change it and say, wait, I don't want to, I have no sides. I have never ever voted in my life. You know why? For this very reason right now. So that when I talk about politics or politicians, you can't say, well, who'd you vote for? I didn't vote for anybody. I didn't even vote for Carlos. I voted for nobody because I want to have integrity when talking about shit like what happened a couple of days ago. So, are you ready for some POV? Are you ready for some fun? Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, here we go. So first, let us address a video that I posted yesterday. Simply put, I never had a really good answer for what white privilege is. I had answers, but they never really connected until now. So apples to apples comparisons, no what about this, no what about that, no, just straight up apples to apples, open your hearts and your mind. I don't care which side is right, I don't care which side is wrong. I care about my country, and I believe in my country, but we'll get to that later. So, white privilege, what is it? Had a shitload of answers before, but none as good as this. So, apples to apples comparison. If the same amount of Latinos had stormed the Capitol building of the United States of America in the same exact manner, more people would have been shot than one. Had that been black people doing the exact same thing, even more people would have been shot. And had that been a bunch of Muslims doing the exact same thing, you know that way more people than that would have been shot. Now, some people are saying right now that the reason why they weren't ready for this is because they didn't expect that group of people to do what they did. Okay, that even goes more to my point. I believe that had a Latino organization, a black organization, or a Muslim organization asked for permits, right, to do the activities that they were doing, right, to have the protests that they were having, you know that they would have been ready for this, that they would have said, what if they're gonna loot? What if they're gonna riot? What if they're gonna tear down statues? Whatever the case is, they would have been prepared because they would have expected violence from those group of people. That's just the way it is. And by the way, I'm coming from the side of, can anybody just talk about the truth? Do we all have to hear shit that makes us feel better about whatever we think, whether it's good or bad? I'm just saying, but we're gonna get to that. So, that is why I discussed that. I believe that. Now I know a lot of you are gonna throw out, well, when Black Lives Matter did this and Black Lives Matter did that. Let's stop. This was an insurrection, a revolt on the capital of this country to change the outcome of what has already been deemed a legitimate election, okay? A legitimate election. I'm not saying that. That is not me saying that. So don't tell me, look, it's really simple. I just go to the simple. I believe there were 68 cases brought. 68. And of all of them, I believe only one wasn't thrown out about this election. So I believe that it didn't happen because our courts said it didn't happen. Now, if you want to sit down and talk about the fundamentals of America and talk about the fundamentals of this country, and let me tell you something, first of all, guys, really? Hundreds of thousands? No. Millions of votes? Millions were cast and really? What is this, a banana republic? Huh? No, not that banana republic. Like a real banana republic. Listen, I've lived in Honduras, and I don't even think in Honduras you could get away with that shit. And I can't believe some of the stories that people out there believe. Listen, I do not believe most conspiracy theories for one reason. I don't know anybody that can keep a shitty secret, let alone an awesome secret, and in order for there to be the conspiracies on the level that there are supposedly, you know how many people have to keep that secret and be quiet and never say anything? That just doesn't happen. But if you want to believe what you want to believe, then that's okay. But when did we stop believing in America? When did we stop believing in this country? This country is the greatest country in the world. And if you don't know that, then you don't travel. So travel and go to other countries and see what it's like. See what they do. See how they do it. And then come back and understand. Why do you think troops love this country so much? Because they go to other countries. They see what it's like. Why do you think immigrants love this country so much? Because we come from shithole countries. A lot of us. Yes. Do you see what I'm saying? I hold no sides. Truth is truth. When Trump said that I come from personally a shithole country, you know what I said? Of course I did. Why do you think I left? You think I left paradise? Is that what you think? You think that there were jobs and pussy for everybody in Honduras? And my dad said, no, I want to be treated like shit because I have an accent and people think I'm stupid because I don't speak, you know, the English perfectly. Yeah, is that what you think? That we left the people? No, no. We left an ugly wife so that we can meet a hot, beautiful American wife. That's what this country's all about. Of course it is. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with that. It's like white privilege. If you're white, don't get mad. There's no reason to get mad. You're fortunate that you are white in a country that, through its history, has, you know, given you privilege. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm privileged by being an American. What did I do? Nothing. I came out of my dad's dick and went in my mother's vagina, and then I ended up in the United States of America. So if somebody from Honduras were to say to me, yeah, well, you have American privilege. Yes, I do. And it sucks for you that you don't, but I do. Now, unless I want to change the actual laws, right, to make it easier for people from Honduras to get here, I don't know that I can do anything, right? But in America, what we're trying to do is you're trying to bring equality to each other. That's the way I see it. I have never ever thought, you know what, all these civil rights laws, all these gay laws, they're intended to bring people down that are white. No, because then my country's down, and then my best is not the best. That's not what it's about. It's about bringing everybody to the same level, so we get the same opportunities, so we're looked at the same way. You know, one of the stories I was going to talk about, and this is pretty cool, let me interject it into this, is that the robotics. I don't know if you've seen the new robots, but there are some robots that are amazing. They walk, they can dance. I mean, these robots are getting like movie robots, and I think that they're going to be able to do way more than they're doing really, really soon. And somebody, right, said they can even be cops. And I think one of the things was, oh, I can see that robot, you know, beating the shit out of a black guy or something like that. But that's not what I saw. What I saw was that would get rid of all bias out of policing. If you had a robot, by the way, that just was programmed to know what is against the law, what is not against the law, what is right and what is wrong. That's it. Now, if you start putting algorithms and statistics in there and start saying, well, this group of people in this part of town commit this much crime, then we're gonna have the same shit all over again, and robots going, you know, well, according to my statistics, you're more likely to be a blah, blah, blah. But if we don't put any of that and just say, this is the law, this is what you do, all that bullshit would go away, and that's what we're getting to. But we don't even want to call things what they really are. An insurrection. That was an insurrection. That's why there is no comparison. Because those were people that went to the Capitol building of the United States of America to revolt, right? To get rid of the future president-elect of the United States of America, who was voted in legally. And I say legally because aside from the conspiracies, like I said, all those cases went to court and they were thrown out and none of them were won. So I believe that, I stick to that. Maybe one case, maybe 3 cases, 68? 68. And you're still gonna say, well, let me just stop. Listen, all you people that believe in conspiracy theories, That's totally cool. Some of what you're saying, I'm sure, is right. But here's the thing. You need to pay attention who's telling you this shit. And for what reason are they telling you this shit? Because if they're trying to tell you, hey, buy my mug or get my newsletter, and all of a sudden they're taking money from you in some way, shape, or form, then guess what? You're probably being manipulated. The people that are telling you the truth are the people that are not trying to take anything from you. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't even say this, but part of the reason why I do this is so that you think, hey man, this guy's interesting, this guy's funny. Next time he's in town, let's go check him out. Let me tell other people to watch his videos. So I have an agenda as well, but I also have a secondary agenda, which is my prime agenda, which is to be honest about all this shit. Just tell the truth. This was an insurrection. And because of that, we're gonna deal with all this other shit. And can we talk about some of the shit that people are actually believing out there? There's a supposed story, I got an email or something, about 100,000 ballots being brought in a briefcase. Now listen, I can show you, like, oh, listen, I'll show you. This is about 350 pages, right here. This, right here, is regular paper, not thick paper, all right? 350 of these. Now ballots are thick paper, and on top of that, there's way more than one. So one leaflet might be this thick. Do you know how many of those you can fit? Maybe in a briefcase? Maybe 1,000. Maybe. So that doesn't even make mathematical sense, all right? You can't fit that many in a briefcase. And then, of course, somebody's gonna say, well, look, it was at the stop. Look at me when I tell you this. Believe in your country. There is a huge, huge difference between my country sucks and we need to make my country better. Let us be honest, okay? From the about second year of Obama, all the way up until last year when coronavirus hit, right? Those were both administrations. Those were the longest, best days economically of the United States of America in the history of this country. Yeah, and I'm saying both because I love my country. And I'm not gonna shit on Obama just because I don't wanna like him. He reigned over a prosperous period, one of the longest prosperous periods in time. And guess what Trump did? Economically, he made that shit better. Let's be honest. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the way it should be. That's the way we're supposed to be. We're supposed to want our leaders to be right so that we benefit from all of their righteousness. Well, not righteousness, but out of their being correct. Why would you want somebody to suck? Why? That would be like if you pick a sports team and they pick the guy that you didn't like, right? Let's say that's you. Oh, they picked the quarterback, you're like, that quarterback sucks. Are you gonna cheer for your team still? Of course you are. And if that quarterback proves you wrong, are you gonna get mad? Are you gonna get pissed? If you are a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, let's just say, and you didn't want Brady to come in, you didn't want him to come in, but they end up winning a Super Bowl, are you gonna still be pissed? No! You're gonna say, I was wrong. Man, he took us to the bowl, we won it, boom, boom, party time, celebrate. That is how I feel about all elected leaders of this country. Put it out there, whatever your ideas are. If they're great, we'll find out, and if they suck, we'll find out. But I am just beginning to get angered at the fact that everybody, well, not everybody, that's wrong. So many people in this country don't believe in it anymore. And I wish we had the ability to kick everybody out of this country. Everybody that has never left this country, so that you really put in perspective how amazing and beautiful and complex this great democracy is, this great democratic republic is The United States of America is the greatest country in the world. But like any other country, if we don't believe in it, and we don't support it, and we don't love it, guess what's gonna happen? Don't water your plants. Don't feed your fish. Don't feed your dogs. Don't love your cat. Don't feed your cat. Don't hug your cat. You know what's gonna happen? You do. They're gonna die. And our democracy isn't close to being dead. But if we continue this, it might. So start loving your country. Start loving the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, okay? People try to swim to this country from other countries and die in the middle of the ocean. People walk here from other countries and die of dehydration. People die of dehydration in the United States of America, of people trying to get in here illegally. And do you know how many people legally have tried to get into this country and are trying to get into this country? There's a reason for that. And you know what that reason is? Because normally, when they turn on the television, they don't see shit about America other than the great stuff that we do and how awesome we are. But you know what they don't see? An insurrection in the greatest country in the world of people trying to take over the Capitol building so that they can keep a president who was elected out of office. They never see that. And our stock has declined. So let's get America's stock back up. Let's kick some fucking ass like we always have. We don't have to make America great again. America has always been great. That's what I'm saying. Go to Honduras. You know what? Just go to Honduras for 2 weeks and then come back and let's talk.